got it fired up on the 5th-gen Camaro headers that Stainless Works sends for this thing.
Yes. What are we gonna do with those?
We're gonna give them away.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
Unless that's where you were going. Is that where you were going with this deal?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's just what.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you then.
Oh.
Go ahead. Now that I've interrupted you.
So we got this thing fired up with the 15 Camaro headers, but they hang a little bit too low. So Stainless Works sent us a 2 1/8 inch primary header build kit for this
Lower
thing.
car.
Because Monkey says it needs 2 1/8.
I like big headers on lower cars.
When the guy who's going to build your header says it needs 2 1/8, you go. And then you go, okay.
All right then.
Yeah, all right then.
So
It's fun. I'm gonna do the same with my truck.
It's a little bit bigger than the boards.
we'll step that out.
But chances are this motor, I mean, like we've said, we don't know how long this motor's going to last. The next motor we put in this deal might be the 427 that we got.
It could be a big guy.
It could be a big LS.
I mean, it's gonna last until it won't.
I think
So-
it's going to be fine, man. It
I
sounds
think
killer.
so, too.
It does.
Like it, dude, it
Even
sounds
with this
so...
one hole not firing.
Well,
I don't know. We'll get back to that.
well, it probably had an exhaust leak.
Oh yeah, no, that
There.
just never had no spark.
That's kind of weird.
I know.
We'll figure that out.
But I mean, you did just get it running. We haven't even diagnosed anything.
So Stainless Works sent all the material to build the header kit. We've called our boy Wade over at Race Parts again. He's sending. We're going to build the exhaust for this thing out of aluminum. Try to save a little bit of weight.
It's
See how much
so
better
light.
that is now? What you think about that? Huh?
That's ready to make boost up
It
there.
is. Let's seal this deal up, and we'll be ready to make some boost.
I
huh?
like it. Get these headers built.
Yep. I mean, literally, man, we're going to drive this thing around next week. Well,
Once we figure out
once
an
Monkey gets the
accelerator.
exhaust done. Figure out what?
Once we
Alright.
figure out an accelerator pedal.
I'll ride up
That's
here
all
on
we
the
got
seat.
left. You know, I'll put a string on that deal.
Yep.
Chances are for right now we can't get on this thing too much anyways because we don't have an intercooler. It won't be too bad on E85, but we're definitely not going to make a lot of boost and stay in it a long time because I don't know how much timing this motor has in it right now, but with inlet temps that are 400 degrees, it's going to be too much.
Yes. So,
The E85 will help a little bit, but we're still going to cruise the thing around.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is mine, and you can tell me all you want, don't go drive this thing, but if this thing is drivable, I'm going to go drive it.
who would tell you not to drive it?
I'm just saying, you know, the
Oh.
people who are like, oh, you shouldn't be getting on that thing when it's not tuned. Yeah, no, I get it.
Duly
I get
noted.
we shouldn't be.
Duly
That doesn't mean
noted.
that we're going, and we can't take it to the dyno until we get that deal in. And I don't know if it's because of the COVID, but we can't get our intercooler.
And everyone, please, 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 quit tagging me in intercoolers for Holly high rims. They will not fit. Thank you.
No, they are different.
Thank you. but
Yeah, thanks
no.
for trying, but they're different.
Unless it's for a Texas Speed Titan intake, it will not fit. So,
But with that being said, if anybody has one for that, please
sell it to us. We've got one on order.
sell it to us. We already have one on order.
We'll send it to you as soon as it gets here. So yeah, hey, you got your alternator on.
I did.
That looks pretty
How
cool.
badass
Worked out-
is that?
Worked out pretty cool.
I'll probably go ahead, now that it's right, go ahead and knock this deal off. And then my first measurement, Monkey, was wrong because look, it was supposed to be in this bolt hole.
Yeah.
And then come to
need a
find
quarter
out,
inch.
I ran out of motor plate on the bottom.
And almost swing.
Yeah. So I had to move it up here to the head, which actually moved it over this way a little bit and made it a lot better
That's
for
nice.
me.
I like it.
I like it a lot better.
There was a
Stout,
problem,
too.
and Sean.
How you
fixed the
doing? It's
problem.
good, huh?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's real strong.
It's strong. So now we need this size. I may not even mess with it because right now,
It
I don't know,
works.
I've probably revved it up to 4 or 5 grand. And it's still on there.
Yep.
Not bad, man.
I know.
Not bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Huh? Sometimes my brain sees things, it doesn't ever really play out like it's supposed to,
Man, I
but
don't know. You
this time it did.
You did pretty solid on this project. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, mounted the radiator, mounted the alternator.
Hey, look,
Mounted the water box.
when in doubt, I can make it happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't want to. Like, you know, sometimes you have people who would do a better job of it, like Monkey.
Yeah.
And now Monkey's here.
Yes.
So basically, even though we get this thing running and driving, you can bet your fucking ass we're gonna drive it down the road. But after that, it's gonna go to my upholstery guy. Eli's gonna take this thing for a little bit. He's gonna put a headliner in it. He's gonna make door panels. I may even have him make a little bit of carpet that'll look better than what's in it.
Carpet.
Other than that,
Street car.
yeah, no, it's gotta have carpet. And then we still gotta do the radio, you know, little shit like that. But first things first, we gotta drive this thing down the road.
Yep.
And if you think I'm not gonna stick it once or twice, you're crazy.
Yeah, we'll just pull, you know, half a degree of timing or so.
That's not gonna stay in it very long.
I mean,
Little bits at a time, you know?
I've heard nitrous cools air temps.
It does. It does.
Well,
It'd probably run with the same timing that's in it right now if we just sprayed it.
Yep.
Real hard, real strong.
We set it up to where every time we go wide open throttle, it just puts about a 25 to a 50 shot in that deal. Cooling everything off, making it think it has an intercooler, done.
We can just tap that bell right there with a little.
I know we're all joking and we're spitballing ideas right here, but it would work.
Yeah.
There's of the three people standing here, no one's joking about this whole nitrous deal.
Nitrous is not a joking matter.
No. Very serial.
It's very, very serial.
Yep. Tony's got me convinced that dry shots will cool anything off.
They will.
They do.
Promise.
100% they do. Tony ain't never lied.
Nope.
Man.
All right, so melt some 2 1/8-inch tubes together.
Cut some stuff.
I'm gonna go pick up my other.
So Monkey got the headers on the 55 pretty much. I mean, they are knocked out. All he's got to do is come back over. He's got them all tacked together. He's going to do the finish welding on it. The hard part on this side, you know, the driver's side obviously, was clearing the steering shaft. That's one of the reasons we couldn't use the Camaro headers, other than being, you know, they hung too low. But man, he killed it. Nice and tight down in there. Probably have to move the fuel lines up a little bit. It's not a big deal. Passenger side looks equally as cool. So, yep, he'll come back over, finish welding them up, and then as soon as our Race Part Solutions parts get here, we'll do the aluminum exhaust, and then this thing will be ready to drive. So this is interesting.
Man, it is.
I've never seen purge plugs like that.
Man, they are versatile. You just, you know, little zip tie here, little zip tie there. Self-purging. Obviously, there's not too much pressure in there.
So everyone's always talking about we don't back purge.
Oh no, I really do try to.
So here you go. Monkey's
If I got
back
time.
purging the headers for the 55. He's got the passenger side all finished up. It's all welded together fully in the car, and now he's working on the driver's side.
And he's only got this pipe and then this little bit right here.
Doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, you know, I got to sit out here and keep my eye on him.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but you know, he's making it happen. What's that deal? What happened with that deal down there?
Oh, your steering shaft?
Yeah.
Ah, it was right in the way.
You want to get this front end off?
Oh, you wanted steering too?
Oh yeah, you want to be able to steer this thing?
Oh shit! Thought you wanted to make good, cool hot rod noises.
Man, just think tomorrow, after Monkey's done with the headers tonight, I can bolt the front end back on it, like for good. Bolt the front end on, put the bumper back on it.
Seems to be some discrepancies
Y'all
about
have
this
one?
timeline.
Oh no, he'll be done with that header tonight. Right? No? No, you're not gonna finish it tonight?
I really have. I mean, fuck. I guess.
Oh well, no, you
Shit,
really hadn't
no.
finished the other header, huh? You said something about putting the 2-inch pulley.
Yeah, I got to do the 2-inch
Okay.
steps in the deals and then sand the flanges flat.
Yeah, you know. Whenever he gets done. Whenever he gets done.
Maybe tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm good
Tomorrow
with
night's
that. Tomorrow
looking
night's a
real-
good
real
night.
strong.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night's looking real strong on that deal.
Timeline's looking all right. Go right.
So you actually just got off a live feed with Boosted and the Heliquick dude from Cali. That guy's a trip, man.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
Yeah, no, I like him too, man. He's like I said, man. Yeah, oh yeah, no, that's him.
Yeah.
Like that was no act on TV, and anybody that sees that interview right there knows that's no act. That's the way the dude is, you know. He's really excited to be on that big stage, and
he wasn't going to let it go to waste.
Man, but there's a lot of people, your first time on a big stage like that, you know, and we don't make it a habit to talk about anything to do with the show. I try to keep the show and this side of my life separate from each other, but you know, there's a lot of people that when you get to that big of a stage, you're intimidated, you know, and you freeze up, and there's cameras in your face, and you fuck up, you know. That's part of it. And a lot of things that what people don't realize is we were kind of like that when we started too.
Oh, yeah.
So it didn't bother that dude at all. That dude thrived.
Yep.
You know, that's the type of character that makes these shows worth watching, you know. And it would be nice if there was more characters like that.
Sure.
And he's not just so obnoxious that you can tell when somebody's actually like that, and then somebody's actually trying way too hard.
Yeah.
And
he just didn't give a fuck. You're
that
gonna
dude,
get what you got.
You're gonna get what you get with him, and what we got, I liked.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's a good dude. He was just really excited, and man, he even went and apologized for celebrating too much. No, you don't apologize for celebrating too much.
No.
You can let the dude know, hey, that was more for me being happy about how good of a pass I made, not happy about and celebrating because I outran you. But either way, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what he should have told him. You know, you can't apologize for being excited because you just won a race.
Nope.
You can't do that, man. So, you know, you don't want the other person to be like, oh wow, I didn't realize it was the Super Bowl, you know, and shit like that. But it is the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know, every race, every time you let off the button in one of these race cars, that's your Super Bowl. That's your World Series. Yep. You want to win every time you let off the button. If you're not excited and happy and beating your car the way that he was, you either haven't won many races or you haven't been on that big of a stage very much.
Yep.
You know, so, and the dude obviously wins a lot of races. He just hadn't been on that big of a stage. But you give that guy a chance, maybe that's all he needs, man, is one chance. And now, if you talk about street racing in California, you're going to have to bring his name up. You got to. That dude solidified his spot in California street racing. Yeah. And there's no doubt about it. Everybody who watched the show and will watch the show again is going to see that dude again. Guaranteed. You know, he killed it.
All right. Monkey is finished with the headers. Got all that 2 1/8 inch stainless works bent and snaked down through there to clear the steering shaft. We got aluminum exhaust from Race Part Solutions. It's a 3 1/2 inch into a 4 inch muffler. Turned down for right now.
For what?
Until we can, we got to do a little bit of chassis work before we can run the exhaust out the back like we really want. But
we
man,
really
Monkey,
need to do a little chassis work before we take it down the road.
Monkey killed it on the headers. They turned out amazing.
And then you did this. You melted all this aluminum together.
I did.
I mean, it got better as you went too.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for
look
sure.
at this.
For sure.
And then the bung that you put in, and that, did you do that?
Yeah.
That looked good, dude.
Yeah.
The bung, you did really good.
I said, you already put the bung in? He said, oh yeah.
Yep.
All right then.
Well, we didn't know. Sometimes, you know, we don't see you for a week.
I know.
Other times we see you every day.
No, I texted him today. I was like, man, you know, I flaked on you all weekend.
Because I asked him, I go, I don't understand. Look, guys, I left for the weekend. I've been gone all weekend while they stayed and finished up a bunch of little stuff on the car. Like, I got no shame in saying that.
Yep.
And
you got a vacation house, you got to use it.
Yeah. And I show back up and I said, man, it looks amazing. I was like, he said, yeah, but we can't drive it. There's no O2. And I was like, he finished the exhaust Friday. This is Monday. There's no O2. And he goes, yeah, no, I was here all weekend. But after Friday night, I didn't see Monkey.
Man.
I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
And I had real great intentions on, you know, being up here.
But that's all you had left. Well, that, and then Phantom said, fuck it, man. Obviously, Monkey's never come. He's like our dog. He's like a dog. Monkey's never coming back. We're going to have to do this ourselves.
He'll stray back up here in a little while.
Yep. So, I think there's probably a few little odds and ends. Like, it's dark outside.
It is dark.
So, if we're going to take this thing down the road tonight, we got to put the front end on it and, you know, just secure a couple of bolts.
Yeah.
And, that way have we, headlights, you know? Now, we need to check the transmission fluid when we start
coolant. Is it flowing yet? Or
I don't know if we ever
Got it up warm
got it up to temp, but it's...
I know we got it up to at least 180 because the fans came on.
It's right here.
Okay.
So, I think it's good to at least go down the road, but I'm not real sure if I can just go down the road.
Oh, I know.
I think I can go down the road, stop at on cue, you know, where the lights are good, fill the thing up, kind of access everything.
You know, make sure ain't nothing leaking too bad.
Yep. And then cruise it back.
So is that happening? Like, is that a thing? Are we doing that?
I don't know. Is it a thing? Are we good? I mean, are we good?
I mean, let's fire it up, see what it sounds like. I remember this thing used to sound amazing when it had the big block nitro steel. Yeah. We used the same mufflers that was on it 10 years ago. They've been up in the rafters for 10 years.
That's part of the car.
So, you know, we put them back on.
Yeah, I save things.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, fire this deal up.
Is it all plugged in?
Yep.
Everything's good. Everything's great.
It's pulled on already.
Yeah. I've been testing lights and things.
Been blowing fuses and shit.
Check out my.
You fixed the tail light?
I did. Check out my intake pipe here. I brushed up on my aluminum welding skills today. Got the seal of approval from Monkey, so I'm good with it.
Nailed it.
Hey, that's all that matters around here. Monkey says it's okay.
Shit's getting better around here.
I know. I know. You're having to fix less and less.
I know. Get to enjoy my time over here. Nailed it.
I can hear it up there, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Come in
Real
real
cool,
quick.
don't play
good?
around.
Huh? Man, I haven't had anything through that exhaust in 11 years.
Procharger is so angry.
I don't know why either, man. It's got a big pulley on it.
God.
Hey, look, I had to reach behind the pedal and lift up
Yeah.
to get it to idle down.
It needs a little.
Yeah. Hey, what do you expect, man? I made all that myself.
No, it just needs a little looser. I crammed it shut and it idled back down. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that shit is a really nice sounding exhaust.
It is.
Man,
I like it.
pretty nice. And it's
Take it down the road.
It's not raspy or poppy or. What size is this little bitty guy?
Oh yeah.
Probably metric.
No, here, I got it. Remember you said keep this.
Oh yeah, keep that deal.
Remember you said keep this.
I said you're gonna need this deal.
Hang on, let me see.
Oh, here it is. Going out
Right where you told me to keep it. I mean, phew. It sounds killer,
This
doesn't
thing's
it?
gonna be rowdy.
Man, dude, sitting in the thing, it's just, it shakes the whole thing. We need the exhaust to go out the back.
Yeah.
We just can't yet. Oh.
So we're having a little trouble with the throttle going back to closed all the way. So that's
Alright, so push the throttle.
Give her 100?
Yeah. See if she goes.
Give your brother 85%.
Nailed it. Okay.
Yeah. It's just that last little bit, man.
So how much? So push it down. 100%. Come off of it a little bit. So how much does it away from the floor right there?
I'm pushing the carpet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let off.
Snap off of it.
You know what we need to do? We need to put a little toe flip on there.
Those things are dangerous though.
Well, they hurt your toes too when you got sandals on.
Those dragsters that we drove from Brazil.
Did they have them on it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I put mine on top of it.
Well, okay, so that's what I was gonna do. But then since, you know, I drove the same dragster as you, well,
My dragster. The
yeah,
one I said.
yeah, Murder Nova.
Yeah.
So, you know, because there's a good 5-6 inches height difference between us, they thought they needed to move the pedal back.
Yeah.
Well, so I made my pass, went 793, you know, no big deal. I've been sevens.
Okay, try it again.
So after the pass, you know, that track was short. So I'm coasting through, or what I think is coasting. I'm like, man, I'm not really slowing down. I'd hit the chute and everything. And I'm like, man, this thing seems idled up. My foot was caught in that toe deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Monkey, I got an idea. Sorry, I was. Why I was listening to you thinking about what we're doing here. I got an idea, Monkey. Hey, this gas pedal, you can move it. To do this, I think that we need to move to make that longer. Hey,
Yeah.
you're not listening.
That's
to
where I'm at.
Hey.
It's longer.
Hey, if we make that longer, we move this out.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where whenever it shuts, it doesn't have to go
All the way.
to touch each other.
Yeah. So
This has to.
So
Right now,
tomorrow's project?
this pulls right here.
yes,
And if
goes
it
all the
doesn't
way,
go straight back into it, what if it's a little bit off, like this?
then it wamper jaws
Then
off.
then hey, the last little it's got to go back in there. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do. All right, try that again. Okay.
Nope.
I mean, it's closer, but it's not really there.
No, it's not there. But you know what I'm saying though?
I do. Is that a quick adjustment in there? I think
Eh.
we got.
I don't know about quick. I say we just put the front end on it. Let's take her down the road. Ooh.
I got it. I did it.
Oh, you did?
Where did you go?
We're gonna leave that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good.
It's all wrapped and shit. It's long ways away. Remember I pulled that header away from
No,
it?
I know.
I ain't trying to send you down the road like that. There we are.
That's what we need. Is that good pop.
Man, this thing is gonna be rowdy. I like it.
This thing is the Rowdy.
That Procharger is just super, super angry.
I'm not really sure that I want to step up to an F1X now. That's really noisy.
Sound like mine. That's what mine sounded like. Remember how loud mine was?
Yours was really loud. Mine's not that loud. It's pretty loud, but not that loud.
Man.
Oh, damn.
switches no more.
Time to get used to the
Everything.
Man, it's been 11 or so years since I've been in this car. And to start it, I tried to reach up, and to kill it, I tried to reach up.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time to get used to
Just
that.
a regular old key switch in this thing.
It definitely feels like that's the first time I've driven this car in 11 years, man.
That's badass.
Hey, and I bet I was smiling like this the last time I drove.
Oh, ain't no doubt about it. How could you not be in this car?
Now that it's off the
Man, hey, I know I only made it 20 feet, but I think the steering wheel's pretty straight.
nailed it. I mean, you did your thing.
So this is happening.
You good?
Yeah. Wait.
I got the right bolt over here for it, but he's like, no, this is good. Yeah, no, we're going to take another road.
Maiden Voyage of the 55.
Yes.
First time in 11 years.
First time in 11 years, and really the first time in, 20 years that it was actually a street car? Like,
Yeah.
before, it had a radiator and stuff, but man,
Yeah. I mean, we drove it
it had a
around.
16-to-1 compression fucking big block
Yeah.
that ran on C23. We drove it around town.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Basically, we drove it from,
I used to ride on a pillow on this.
man, I didn't even have
thing.
this house. I've never lived in this house since this car has been broke, right? Oh, yeah, no, I have. I remember the pictures in the driveway. Man, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I also remember the last time we drove it to Chuck's Dyno Day at Alternative Motorsports.
I remember that too.
And we drove this from here to there, and, we almost made it.
Yep. Sheared some converter bolts off like a mile away.
Yeah. Hey, but that was no big deal.
No.
Put the converter bolts back in it, we're good to go.
Yeah.
We good?
What do you want to do with that hole?
It's cold out.
Okay. Yeah, it's cold out.
It's cold too.
I just want to see it slow out, Okay, I'm gonna fill this baby up. This is what we're gonna have to do every time we stop and get fuel. What? It got up to 200 at the stoplight. Hey, and then cooled back off as we started going, and then
Should have brought that flat blade.
197, 198.
The coolant?
Where at?
The bottom radiator is?
Oh, not yet.
What happened? What? Something's leaking?
Man,
It's cold, dude.
This car though, oh shit.
Oh man, I put this deal on too tight.
Uh-huh.
We just wanted to tell you guys that we love it.
Oh,
We're
thank you.
inside watching it and we're like, oh,
This is the first time we've driven it. This is the Maiden Voyage.
wow. Can I take a picture?
Of course.
It's filthy, but you can take a picture if you want.
Still beautiful.
Thank you.
She was like, I love old cars. And I was like, I hear it. Where is it? It's very beautiful.
That's what you like a car wash. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Go.
Pump gas, daily driven street car.
Well, we'll be daily driven, not like,
Yeah.
It was driven 5 miles today.
Hey.
I just want to go no across the boards.
Yeah.
No. Man, cops are pulling a lot of people over tonight, aren't they?
All we gotta do is get out.
That's a huge tank.
Yeah. gonna weight that deal down back here.
Hey, we need a little more low in the back, I think.
Maiden Voyage was a success.
Man, I mean, we made it back here, right?
Yeah. Just one small leak. It's not bad, all things considered.
That was me. Those deals are a problem.
Those little guys?
Yeah.
Oh, look, we done rubbed that one flat.
Uh-huh. This one too. Like, look at this.
Yeah, I heard you coming out of the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man, finally got you a car low enough, huh?
No, it's still not low enough.
So, not sure what you guys did here.
I did that.
Well, I just don't know why or what it's leaking.
I'm thinking that hose needs to be slid forward. Kind of what it looks like to me.
This is the end of the deal is all the way back here.
Huh.
Man, it's nice and warm under here.
We got another hose clamp?
It's not nice inside or warm inside. Yes, I have another.
So, Maiden Voyage was all in all a success.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, it drove itself home.
It didn't burn to the ground, and it made it there and back. Yep. Go ahead and make sure that deal's off.
Yeah. No, I mean, it sprung a leak on the radiator hoses, but, you know, that could just be, it's too loose.
Yeah.
I don't want to torque them down like Monkey did. Like Monkey didn't care.
Yeah.
So it does suck that once Monkey did all that work because I'm not as dedicated as Monkey is. I'm not going to put my face down in the antifreeze and blow on it.
Yeah.
So
he was full blown giving the radiator mouth to mouth.
yeah, he was. And he'd come up and there's just water dripping off his beard and shit. And it wasn't water. If it was water, it'd be okay. It was fucking antifreeze.
Yep.
And that's nasty. So, you know, so I'm going to have to pull all the antifreeze out of the radiator, figure out why they're all leaking and shit. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, I had to clearance a little bit to get that bottom radiator hose on. Maybe I didn't clearance enough. I'm thinking that it probably, because it didn't leak when we was leaving. It didn't leak until about halfway through the trip, whenever it was probably shaking its ass off, and it probably rubbed a hole in it already.
Yeah.
But at least it ain't gonna do it on our trip because I'm gonna fix it. So other than that,
I mean, we sprung a leak. No, not a huge deal. We got to figure out why the transmission didn't shift.
There's still a lot of tuning that has to be done on this deal.
But Luis will get that all sorted out for us so we can get it on the dyno. And
I really didn't even roll into the throttle. Like
the couple of times you kind of jabbed it, man, you can tell this thing's gonna run.
Yeah, it's gonna make some power. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But the reason I had to refrain from doing all that is because it's not tuned good enough right now to even hook the map sensor up. If we hook the map sensor up to the back of the FT550, it doesn't even run. So without that, the tune is close enough, it's fat.
Yeah.
And like 9.5 fat or something while we was cruising.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
you didn't see it? Yeah, it's like 9.5. I mean, 10.2, I think, was the leanest that we saw.
That's pretty fat.
So it's extremely fat right now. And also, without that map hooked up, that ECU doesn't know if it's making boost. It doesn't know if it's in vacuum.
So it's just 36 degrees of timing.
It's just 36 degrees of timing, and it's also fueling for idle.
Yeah.
So.
But we got to drive it. For the most part, everything's cool. We'll fix a few little things and we'll put some more miles on this.
We need to get the laptop out, and we can make a lot of that better. But why?
Yeah.
We can send the data to Luis. He can figure out why it's not shifting, because I don't care how long I stare at the Fuel Tech map. I'm never going to figure out why it didn't shift.
Yeah.
Whereas he probably knows. I could probably text him and tell him, and he probably knows.
Yep.
So we've never had to deal with that. Like, this is an electronic 4L80 in this deal, and the Fuel Tech is telling it when to shift. Mm-hmm. Whereas all of my race cars are manual valve bodies. The Fuel Tech tells it when to shift, but the Fuel Tech triggers the solenoid on the shifter, and it tells it when to shift. Yes. So this one, in all reality, we put the thing in overdrive, and it shifts itself. Just like the Man Van does, just like a stock ECU.
Yes. So
Whenever
cool,
it's all
though.
set up, it'll be right and it'll be cool. I've never messed with any of that. All that stuff doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, Luis at this point could tell me, oh man, hey, look, all you got to do is go into this map and do this and do this and do this, and I got no idea what he's talking about. I'm gonna go, cool, man, just send me that map.
Yeah. Did you happen to look at the ethanol content?
No, I didn't.
No.
Why is it?
It's on.
Is
the
it on
dash.
there?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. It's probably about
I couldn't.
68 or so, I imagine.
Yeah, I would assume that's what it is in the Cadillac.
Yeah, winter blend.
Winter blend.
Yeah.
But I would assume, and that's another problem without having a. I don't know if we can find any E85 out there.
I mean,
Yeah. If we make our trip.
Yeah.
Once we make our trip. So we're probably gonna have to put regular fuel in it or whatever we can find and just be easy on it with no intercooler.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, all in all, I was stoked, man. Like,
First time to drive it in 10, 11 years. I mean, it was cool. It was real cool. Definitely had to roll the windows up on the way back though.
man, it was cold.
Because it was
It was
cool.
more than cool. It was cold. So now, once you get the Maiden Voyage out of the way, after that, you just start checking things, little small things off.
Yep.
Like, we've got to cut these off, move them down here, and then put the hood on it, cut the holes out, send it out to Dad, let him paint it. Stereo, but at this point, we need headphones, not a stereo.
Yeah.
It's too loud in the car. There's some stuff, putting up with your bullshit that we're gonna have to do. The solid motor mounts are one of them. I'm totally fine with that. I can put up with some bullshit, and the car shaking and stuff, that's not gonna bother me. Now the exhaust being right by your butthole, like we're sitting on the dumps of the exhaust.
Yeah.
You can literally feel them shaking, on your butt, and that'll be a problem.
If we were to take the trip tomorrow, I would 100% be wearing earmuffs to quiet it down.
We would have to. So we still got some shit we got to do.
Yeah. In a hurry. Kind of.
I mean, we can pretty much do everything except we'll get Monkey over here to finish the exhaust, but we're going to have to do something with that cross member before that even happens. Other than that, we'll just plug away on all the little stuff like this plexiglass isn't going to be able to stay on here. This thing will 100% overheat with no airflow.
So the reason for the plexiglass,
3 mile an hour.
You can't really cut through the wind with a 55 Chevy. So you try to block the air out any place you can.
Yes, and that right there, believe it or not, whenever we were racing this thing, picked up 3 mile an hour.
Yes.
Just by putting that on there.
Yes.
I would have never in a million years believed that, but it did.
Yep.
Like firsthand, we saw what that did.
Yes, we did.
Now, we're going to pull it off. We have different purposes for the car now. So we'll pull that off, get some airflow. It still didn't overheat, but it's cold outside, and we weren't hours on the highway. I don't know what this thing's going to be once it hits overdrive.
Did you look at the trans temp?
No.
Oh.
Man, I'm telling you, I was focused on the temperature. Now that I know the thing's not going to overheat, I mean, it got up to 200 once and then cooled back off. 197. Yeah. That's basically where it stayed. It got up to 200 sitting at the stoplight, which I felt like we sat there forever.
We did. Like through 3 of them.
That's what I felt like too. But there was cops everywhere. And they had everybody pulled over.
Time of the month.
So, I mean, I had to look before I say anything. Both belts are still on it.
They are.
They are.
Like, there's some victories here.
Hey, this whole thing is a win, right? As of right now, I mean, we did it. We brought this thing back from the dead. LS swapped it for L80, Procharger. I mean, it's.
So there's still a couple of things that we got left. Like we've already mentioned the exhaust. That's a must. I do have another must, and it's more of a luxury, but we do have all the Dakota digital stuff. Made for the 55. It's sick. It's got everything on the stock cluster. I need to know how much fuel's in this thing.
He ain't gonna pay attention to it, but he still needs to know.
I'm still gonna see how low we can run it before we actually need to get fuel. But I need to know. I need a fuel gauge for sure. That's one thing. I really need a speedometer. I don't have to have one, and these are
doesn't pay attention to.
That's that way I can tell the officer. I swear I was only going 80.
Yeah.
But these are both things that you can get on the Fuel Tech FT. 500, 450. Do the 450s have all that stuff?
Yeah, the 450, the 550, and 600.
Most of the Fuel Tech units have to where Luis's truck. It tells the fuel gauge. It tells
this
speedometer.
We'll have to look
No, this one does too. I know it does, but
it wasn't on there.
I didn't see it on there.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of little stuff on there, which I don't really have them good eyes anymore. So until I learn where everything's at on there, or we need to just split the payload with the Dakota Digitals. I'm cool with it not having a speedometer on the Fuel Tech. I'm cool with it not having the gas, but the Dakota Digitals, I want to have those two things. I don't care if the Dakota Digital has fuel pressure. I don't care if it has oil pressure. I don't care if it has water temp. I'm gonna look at all that on the FT Spark or on the FT unit. But we need the Dakota Digitals in it because when we ordered the Dakota Digitals, we thought we weren't going Fuel Tech on this deal. We thought we were going stock ECU, and then
the ECU that's actually in the Wagoneer now is going in this.
Yes, and if you don't have Fuel Tech, Dakota Digital is a must, in my opinion.
Yep. So we'll get that put in here on the next one and show you how cool all that stuff looks.
We also have to have baffles on the motor, catch cans. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad. We need a catch can.
Exhaust baffles.
Yes, we need some exhaust baffles too. Just maybe just a little filter right here.
So we took our Moroso valve covers to powder coat. They weren't back in time. We're ready to drive this thing right now. So we threw on valve covers that we had.
We had some stock units.
And they'll work for now. They worked. We got to drive it. So we'll get the Morosos back, get them put on, and get the catch can put on it.
Yep. Did you see my catch can, Monkey?
Yeah, that one there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one there?
Yeah. Yeah, the one I cut off the old radiator.
Right there.
The old Arts radiator. So, other than that, Monkey, I think this was just loose, wasn't it?
I don't know, man.
Man, you tightened it a lot.
I'll bring a pressure deal, though. Do you have a pressure tester? Okay, well, there you go. We can actually pressure it up and test it. I was really looking at that, thinking of a different belt design. Or different.
Right here?
Yeah.
What? Like what? Going across?
Yeah. So like a stock Chevy Silverado has where it loops and actually kicks back some. So if we start off with the upper radiator hose from the...
Yeah, I don't think that would be bad.
And then it would kick back and then come this way.
Oh, yeah.
And then 90 into that deal.
I'm good with that. A smarter guy would have put this neck over here. But,
Mapped it out like that, right?
Yes. But at the time, I was just telling the dude, yeah, let's do this. That bottom one, perfect though. Well, it was. Well, it will be. Yep, everything's good, man. Cut this old guy off. Man, I don't know. This is kind of like whenever I played baseball,
Oh, yeah,
I had the old long glove. That way you could just sit there and just... They didn't like that when I pitched, though.
Really?
Yeah, they act like it's a distraction.
Oh,
Same reason you can't wear a chain.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to make me tuck mine in my shirt.
I didn't have no chain in high school.
I did.
I didn't have the money.
It's a fake one.
Well, yeah. I didn't even have the money for a fake one.
Yeah.
Man, I was pretty impressed that the steering wheel was pretty close.
Yeah.
Everything was good, man. I was happy.
Yep. So.
Oh man, we probably should tighten these deals up. Look at that.
We'll go ahead.
I mean, the damn sure ain't falling out like that.
We'll go ahead and call it good on this one, and we'll see you guys next time. As usual, thanks for clicking in. If you like what you see, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, share it with your buddies, and we'll see you next time.